How much you have to pay for a hero car from one of the first two movies? Well, we have the data. Let's go in right after this sponsor message.
Did you know that the average driver gets 9 traffic tickets in their lifetime? Look, I'll be the first to admit that I've taken maybe a couple of liberties with traffic laws back in the day. And of course, when I got caught, I had to go to court to fight the ticket, which was always a hassle. And each time that I lost my case, it meant big fines, points on my record, and higher insurance premiums. Eventually, I realized that nothing beats having a good attorney argue your case in court. So here's what you do. You download the Off the Record app to your phone and register for an account. And if you get a ticket, simply upload a photo of your ticket into the app and you will be quickly matched with a lawyer in your jurisdiction. Your lawyer will start working your case right away, and in most cases, you'll never have to set foot in a courtroom. Off the Record has a 97% success rate and a 4.9 star rating on Google. And guess what? They even offer a money-back guarantee if they aren't able to reduce the points or keep that ticket fully off your record. Best of all, I've arranged a 10% discount for all of my YouTube viewers, so download the app and register using the referral code FASTLIFE to receive 10% off your first case.
Well, what if I told you there was once a time when it was cheaper to buy a hero car rather than to build a replica? True. That was about 2008 because in the United States we have a housing crash. Nobody had money. Here in the USA, the first movie came out, everybody was happy with the movie, it was fun, all that kind of stuff. And the kids are going to car shows or with their Hondas and all that kind of stuff. But that only lasts for like a couple of years and it just died off here in the United States. But after going to Europe in the last 3 years, it's very different. All the movies, the first 3, everybody still likes the movies and they build the cars as replicas. It's still going. When I go to the shows over there, the kids come up to me, Mr. Lieberman, will you sign me your autographs? It's weird. Out here, it never happened like that. Very different. So overseas, it's more popular than ever. Take this example of the prices. Years ago, these cars would be very cheap. Like there was a R34 GTR that we used on Too Fast and Furious. It was the jump car. It was a yellow car. And that car did not go to auction. It went to eBay for $24,000 US. This was back in 2011. Can you, 24,000? To compare from a recent sale or pending sale, this same car, the exact same car, they're not a different type, but the exact car is now in Norway. The current owner is asking over $2 million for the car, USD. Yep, prices are going up. But like I said, for years following the first movie, few cars changed hands. Those cars that did change hands wound up in car movie museums mostly, really. Then, after about 2011, it went very quiet. You have to remember here in the US, nobody cared about the Fast and Furious movies going through Tokyo Drift. However, though, that changed in 2013. That was when after Paul Walker's untimely demise, prices started going up, but not to millions of dollars. And they pop up here and there. But people in the United States were not bidding because they're done with it, you know. They want to get one of those cars, they're gonna have to pay a lot of money. What was weird, where were the cars from Tokyo Drift? I hadn't seen any of them on the circuit, auctions, eBay. Where did they go? Then in 2018, I went to a car show in Sweden. They had several Tokyo Drift movie cars, all owned by private parties, none from museums. And I said, why Tokyo Drift? Why didn't you buy from the first 2 movies? Because they're too expensive. At one point, a Eclipse, which is not even a hero, sold for it was $155,000, and that's a lot of money back there. And you gotta remember, if you get one of the cars from Paul or Vin Diesel, you're gonna pay a load of money. But the cars touched by other people like, let's say, Tyrese, Matt Schiltz, those didn't draw big bidding for their cars. Because the last time my Maxima was sold, I think it was like $70,000. That's not big bidding. Big for a Maxima. And the better the car, the higher the price. For example, if Paul Walker was driving a Yugo in a movie, you're not gonna get $1 million for that car because it's a piece of car. But an R34 GTR from Fast 4, driven by Paul, sold for $1.4 million in 2023. I was there, I saw the car, I got in it. It was beautiful, My old R34 GTR from Too Fast, Too Furious had a cash offer for $2.2 million back in 2022. I'm not kidding. The owner denied the offer. Jesus. And I think it was 2022, a screen used Supra driven by Paul Walker auction at Barrett-Jackson. It sold for $550,000. Pretty good price. I was there. But it's crazy, you know. These cars, you got to remember, if you buy a car like it's a movie car, all these guys who had bought these cars, I'll talk about that in a minute, but this is the reason why I sold my car. First, I didn't want to drive the car around the street because I know it's very rare, and if it gets hit by a cement truck, you can't fix it. You can build it back, but you can't fix it properly. So the guy who bought my Supra years ago, he's got about 12 cars from the first 2 movies, and he never drives them. They put him in a big rig and drive them to the car shows. Another company called Chrome Cars in Germany has a great collection, and those guys don't drive them on the street much. Cars like a Slapjack, Supra, Jesse's Jetta, a Mona Lisa S15, a Mazda RX-7 that was in both movies, a Morimoto 350C. So some of them are rare, some of them are just like, oh, I'll just take it, you know, just one of those cars. And then I remembered at 2011, after Too Fast and Furious was long gone, they started selling the cars. The wide body BMW that crashed in the water barrels, they couldn't even sell it for $11,000 at auction. $11,000. We paid more to build that car for $11,000, I'll tell you that. But the guy who was driving it was just a stunt guy. Another one happened a couple of years ago. There was a Buick Grand National, I think it was from Fast 4, on the same auction with Barrett-Jackson Supra. So I looked it up because I was there for that week. Got clean Grand National, you should be getting $100,000. This was driven by Vin Diesel, right? But they just got $60,000 for that car. See, they didn't want it. It's not special. $60,000, that's tragic. And then what was it? It was about 3 or 4 weeks. A guy from Great Britain, he said, hey, we're gonna put one of these cars from Tokyo Drift on auction coming up. Can you give us a, press? I get this all the time. Sure, we'll give you a commission. How do you know? I've been twice with other auctions, so if you want me to put it on my YouTube, you're gonna pay up first. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm getting about 350,000 views on my channel every month. The car that was going up on auction was a Tokyo Drift RX-7. Remember that, Sun King? That car was going to auction. Those cars were been missing for a long time. I think we had 9 and 7 cars survived that movie, right? So I think that the car, I had a number in my head. I was thinking about $150,000. But when it came up, when I saw the reserve, it was like 280,000 sterling. Right, and at the end they wanted to go to 388,000 pounds sterling. That is $370,000. Are you kidding? For that?
Bullshit, man.
But I don't know the market over there. These cars were stunt cars, had a lot of old damage, but they cleaned it up pretty well. When I looked at the pictures and the seams of the fenders, it wasn't bad. It was good. It was good from 10 feet. So listening to the auction, and I said, the way it was going, I said I was scared that he was going to even get $75,000. It didn't sell at all. So that's my point. The first 2 movies, that's where it's at. All the other ones, no. And now we're cars from Fast 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14, where they're done, Because you got to remember, all the cars in the first 3 movies were all souped up, clean, stereos and all that kind of stuff. All the stuff that made that cars look like cool show cars and drifting and race cars, street racing cars. Now everything is a Dodge something or a Ford, and basically it looks like they're doing budget cars or enterprise cars. So they're not very special now. I'm talking about mostly the backups, the stunt cars, you know what I mean? So the RX-7 did not sell. I'm hearing rumblings that they're going to be doing a private discussion to get this car sold at a reasonable price. But These cars, once they're in somebody's hands, you're gonna have to pry them off with a lot of money. So if you have anybody around your town who's gonna sell one of those cars, please hit me on my Instagram or just call me. And if you want to, you can go into my Patreon channel. A lot of people want to talk to me about stuff. I can do that, but if I don't want to be divorced, here's what I have to do. I'll go to Cars and Coffee on Saturdays. Go down there, you can do that there, down there. But if you're going to be on the phone all day talking about what color was the paint was it of this is, when I have all these videos on YouTube, you can look it up. And if I don't have it on YouTube, then I don't have the information. But if you want to talk about your car or your project, that kind of stuff, but that's what I kind of do. So you can talk to me free at Cars and Coffee. If not, you can go into my Patreon. The link is up in the description, and we'll set it up and we'll talk about what you might want to talk reasonably. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to comment. And next week, I'm talking about Hector's Civic. There's a whole lot of press on different car magazines. Almost all of them were wrong, so I got them all put together, and I talked to another guy, and he said, yes, that was true. This was the issue, and all that kind of stuff. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Bye.